Deep within the word colony pulses a paradox, that an individual never remains singular, but clings to others while simultaneously being perpetually disintegrated. Its color encroaches upon the periphery of volatile sensations, imbuing the boundary between light and darkness with a subtle tremor. There, plants cry out, yet not with sound that shakes eardrums, but with the rhythmic flow of moisture seeping through leaf veins. The resonant silence settling in the shadows of photosynthesis. The collective is woven like a crystal, yet perpetually guided toward dissolution. The plant's cries are an overture announcing both the union and rupture of existence, guiding the viewer's consciousness toward primordial division within the ambiguous hue of purple. Voiceless voices permeate the collective, nullifying the singular while resonating countless individuals. What cries here is not meaning but traces of life. Life desires a voice, yet possesses none, but the collective layers this absence, transforming deficiency into fullness, as if silence itself were music. Enveloped in purple's depth, the viewer's ears are awakened precisely by the absence of sound. Existences rub against each other, eventually crumbling, yet an acoustic chorus seeps from the gaps of that collapse. Not one, but a series of fractions. Each time spores unravel a sequence, the individual fades while the collective vocal cords thicken. The epidermis of language peels away in the night dew, leaving only the frequencies sleeping within. There lies the cry of plants. Not sound, but a pulse marked by photosynthesis's rhythm, where curvature gently bends, silent bells chain together, and one leaf translates the shadow of the leaf beside it. Shadow is grammar. Light is absolute value. Between them, we rub stems of meaning together, extracting tiny lights from the friction. A pale purple flash, that is the word's end. Memory's soil tilts acidic, and oblivion rains down alkaline. The precipitate left after neutralization is the salt of silence, neither past nor future. When confirmed by the tongue, the crystallized vocabulary instantly dissolves, and the solution that is I fills the collective's pores. The pore is a window, the window is a number, the number is a nest. The nest is the vocal cord's reserve memory. At the broad-leaved shoulder, trembling like a tuning fork, plants quietly vibrate the plural form. Pollen is the particle, roots are the predicate, trunks are the gentle margin of negation. Affirmation is always late to sprout, so spring is defined as the collective noun for tardiness. The purple collective rotates its phase. The boundary between inside and outside is a translucent membrane of logic, responding with a delay proportional to touch. That delay is too rigid to call gentleness, too damp to call reverberation, and perhaps it is optics disguised as hearing, our retinas embracing the shadows of sound at their focal length. The minute wind, sleeping beneath leaves, gently wakes each unspoken vowel. The awakened vowels weave meaning from their mutual temperature differences. Meaning quickly mosses over, and moss quickly conceives style. Thus the forest scatters punctuation as fallen leaves. Trampled periods are polished like obsidian, eventually becoming someone's ring of silence. By the way, where does the cry come from? The smile of the root zone, the symphony of mycelium, the ballad of mitochondria. All manner of almost not sounds gather, modulating to purple just before the threshold. Purple is consensus, undecided, the neutral zone where visible and invisible appease each other. Now the collective counts me, and I count the collective back. The mismatched digits sprout as surplus, and surplus always becomes the embryo of a story. The embryo eventually becomes context. Context eventually becomes field. Field eventually becomes you. Multiple you as the purple remainder. If ears become eyes, this forest sings with transmittance. If eyes become ears, this poem will fall silent with luminosity. Neither now we learn distance as a courtesy delaying touch, calling that delay a cry. It is the time when meaning before meaning faintly introduces itself. The name is still far, yet the breath is near. To that breath I offer shadow with my ears, sound with my eyes, and a single flake of soliloquy with the collective. By the time this soliloquy reaches you, you are already multiplying within me. The purple viscosity born of twilight and dusk settling on the horizon of consciousness, the self-organizing residue of dreams. We peer into it, a sea of color where light, having passed through a prism, seems to have abandoned its very nature as light. There, the individual is solitary and ancient. Each spore flickers like an autonomous star, forming a galaxy bound by invisible gravity, or perhaps a shared resignation. Like synapses firing, it oscillates between meaning and meaninglessness, outlining a single colossal proposition.